Stop playing with us. Hey, all that DEI goofiness you talking about, man, stop playing. Give us our props. Stop messing with our history. The more you erase, the more we replace. I don't get why they so mad at us. Somebody said, why I got to be black excellence? Why not? Why not? Why can't I show these young black kids, girls, and guys a different side? Perception is everything. Showing these kids a different perception. How great is that? You know what's crazy? When Barack Obama became president, people were like, policy. I said, oh, whatever. You know what he did for me? He changed my perception. Because when I would travel the world had a certain perception of me as a black man. But when they saw, and if there's any indication that America is not the most incredible country in the world, and he came up in there with that suit, fly, you feel me? I felt good, and everybody felt good because they love what we do. I know y'all out there bullshitting right now, but y'all love us. Y'all love our music, and if y'all talking about DEI, then give some of our stuff back, like our R&B. Stop playing with us. Stop singing like us. Stop dancing like us. Give us our shit back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm about to ball my fist.
I know.
Even the racist wins when black people succeed going forward because GDP rises. We're having the wrong argument. In fact, we're arguing. There's no need to argue. There's not enough college-educated, successful white men to drive GDP. Unless you want to speak another language, we better figure out in the next 5 or 10 years that we're better together. Black people, you better be obsessed with education. It's not about love or hate anymore, like in Dr. King's day. Today, it's radical indifference. No one cares enough about you anymore to hate you. Private security, private roads, private families, private education, private transportation, private schools. We can go on and on and on. They've just separated themselves and said, yeah, y'all do as you like. You want to tear up your communities? You want to tear up your own lives? Knock yourselves out. You want to be like Cam? You want to be like me? Understand that 3,000 years before marriage was spiritual and God endowed it with spirituality, marriage was a business. When the breasts drop and the rear end drops and the looks go away, that's your business partner for life. Eagles don't fly in packs. You've never seen a flock of eagles. Buzzards love packs. Buzzards are low altitude birds. Mm-hmm. In fact, buzzards are insecure, so buzzards are always shooting at eagles. They have high confidence and low self-esteem. But a turkey is the worst kind of bird, because a turkey's got wings and can't fly. My second great-grandmother was a slave. My grandmother owned a shotgun shack in East St. Louis, taking care of her children. My mother owned 7 homes. I own 700. I'm not a genius, I'm just role modeling, and I know my history. You know, you give a kid a bank account in kindergarten with $100 in it, they're 75% more likely to graduate from college.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Beauty. Today is the first time coming across my channel. You are welcome. And to my subscribers who has been supporting this channel, I really appreciate you all. And do not forget that your support means so much to me, and I appreciate that. Some time ago, I came across other video of white people panicking that black communities, black Americans, are taking over the world. And that is the truth. This is why the white folks are so scared. They cannot afford to see black excellency. You know, black people are choosing. They are God-chosen people. In this world, black people are doing extremely good. If you come to the music industry, black people are doing perfectly good. You come to the education, black people are wonderful. Come to fashion, black people are good. And that is why the white folks cannot afford to see black excellency. Anyway guys, I will leave you all to watch these videos and we will come back to discuss more about this. Stay with us, comment your thoughts in the comment section, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel to support the channel, and we will be right back.
White people need to learn how to challenge authority instead of challenging minorities. Okay, now wait, listen. White people have this innate need every time there's a black person, Latino person, Arab person, person of color who says something that they either disagree with or feel like they disagree with or feel like they are the anomaly outside of that group of things that the person of color is talking about. They're just like, no, you're wrong, no, you're wrong, no, you're wrong, or what about this, or what about me, or how about this? But I'm just like, y'all have all this energy towards a minority who says something that you don't like, but when it comes to an authority figure that you don't like and they say something wrong, well, it's just like, oh, it's fine, or oh, they didn't mean it, or oh, I'm sure they were saying something else, or oh, just ignore that altogether, or oh, I have no power to change that, or oh, I don't know. It's just like, what do you, it's just like all these, y'all get every excuse in the book for an authority figure. But when it comes to a minority, you're listen, don't take this wrong, but like this is why the word Karen came to be. It was birthed out of white people, white women specifically, feeling like they need to exert their authority over people of color. And that's what it is. It's like, I feel like white people, they have, and I heard this from White Woman Whisperer, she was talking about how white people have authority, like they always feel like there's a father to the father or an authority figure to the authority figure, and they feel like inherently in their hearts that they are an authority figure to people of color. And so they feel like they have this divine right to correct people of color whenever they feel like a person of color is wrong or needs correcting. But they feel like because there's always this hierarchy in life, that whenever someone that they deem as above them, their parents or their grandparents or the police or the government or God, that is telling them to do something that they don't believe in, or that they do something that they think is wrong, they still have to do it because they cannot challenge authority. And that's why they also get so upset when people of color push back on them, because inside of them they see that as someone who is in a position of less authority pushing back on them, the authority. Are y'all listening? White people, y'all don't know it, but you have this inherent feeling inside of you that you are a authority figure to people of color. Like, that has been ingrained in you all since the reception of the United States of America, is that white people are the authority over people of color. Like, that y'all have always been placed on top, and from a political, financial, economic, like social standpoint, you all have always been placed legally, literally legally given the authority over people of color. And that culture has never went away. It has went away on paper, mostly, kinda, but in practice and in reality, it never went away. And so a lot of you have in your minds, even though you don't know you have it in your minds, but you have it in your minds that what you think and what you feel and what you have to say is more important or more authoritative than the person of color who is speaking, because you are. Because you do, because it is. Like, whatever you have to say, you just genuinely with all your heart feel like it is more important or more legitimate than a person of color. And that, I'm not gonna lie, pisses me off. It pisses me off because, like, I talk about racism a lot on the page, and so the amount of white people who come into my page, especially this, I'm never gonna forget this post I made about blonde hair being racist, and every single white woman in all of America came into my page to tell me I'm wrong. And I'm just like, how can you as a white person tell me as a black person who has studied history, studied racism, studied socialism, studied public health, studied population, studied all these things through the lens of racism? How are you gonna come and tell me that I am wrong about racism? Someone who has experienced racism, a black woman who has experienced racism on many occasions in her life, overtly, covertly, and any other kind of way, you're gonna tell me you know more about racism than me. And so, and the excuse is that they feel like I don't know about what they like. Like, you're just like, oh, I like blonde hair because blonde hair is, I just prefer that. I just prefer my hair lighter. And it's just like, but when I ask them, why do you prefer that? Where did that belief that blonde hair is more pretty or more beautiful, where did that belief come from? They're just like, it just is. You don't question your thoughts. Don't question your beliefs. Don't question where a preference came from. You're thinking too deep. Now you're too woke. Now you're too woke. Now I'm the woke friend. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna just leave that there. I'm a little traumatized from that post, not gonna lie. But that is what it is. Is white people love challenging minorities, but they cannot for the life of them challenge authority. Think about it.
Child, I was on TikTok the other day, y'all, and I can't even remember the post. But baby, I went to those comments. Y'all gotta go to the comments. Sometimes it don't all the way be that post. It be the comments. So fast forward, I go down in the comments, and this person said, she just knows in her heart of hearts that black success, black excellence is a direct pipeline to white racism. And baby, I had to pause. Because y'all know it's true. Because nothing, and I mean nothing, pisses racist white folks off more than black success. Baby, you can set your watch by it. The moment a black person shines, here they come. And baby, they be big mad. Look around. Shador Sanders, drag. Jasmine Crockett, attack. Stacey Abrams undermined Barack and Michelle Obama. Baby, they been long gone and they still catching hate over being overqualified. Meanwhile, Donnie and them ran up in the White House with resumes of a used car salesman. Baby, nepotism at its best. Underqualified ain't even a word. But when it's us, baby, they gonna twist that story, twist that narrative, and tie themselves in knots trying to convince the world that we don't belong. And why though? Because deep down inside, they know, baby, they could never. We've done more with less. We thrive in a system that is built for our demise. And baby, they could never. That's why their brain short circuits with rage. That's why their comments overflow with vitriol. And honestly, y'all, I love that for us. I do. Because every time that rage gets out of hand, is proof that our excellence is undeniable. So happy Black History 365, y'all. Keep shining, keep winning, because our success will always expose their mediocrity. See y'all next time.
For all women, for Black women, for dark-skinned Black women who have so long been told that we are not women, that we are not feminine, that we are not vulnerable, that we do not matter, that I'm presenting you this award with the passion in knowing, the thankfulness in knowing that you made us be seen.
So stitch this and tell me something that white people aren't ready to hear.
We white women have an inferiority complex. The Negro women have a sort of reputation for being so beautiful. We're a little jealous of them.
I guess you just envy us colored people.
That Black women were there to support me and to advise me, but not to rise above or become better than me. And that's why when this Black teacher was way better and more talented than me, I felt some kind of way about it. Now, I'd imagine lots and lots more white women have also internalized the same idea, and that's why they feel okay stealing Black women's content and not giving them any credit, because the Black women are just there to advise them anyway. But most Black women are natural leaders.
We're jealous. I think we're jealous because we would love to be that, I think, and we don't know how to break out of the indoctrination that we have been suppressed by our entire life.
Let me tell you something. I know whenever I step out of the house, them racist white people get mad. And guess what? I don't care. Okay? One thing about me, I'm Black and I'm proud. And I'm loud about it. So let's do an OOTD, okay? Hoodie. I love being a Black woman. From blackwomensLivesMatter.com. Purse. Protect Black people from size. Fist up earrings. Yes. Mama Africa earrings. Matching necklaces. My brand, Chantal J, okay, link in bio.
Why do white people resent Black excellence? Let's talk about it. Not all white people are racist, obviously, but there is a specific subset for whom Black excellence seems like a personal affront to them, right? It really bothers them when Black people succeed. The 13th Amendment emancipated enslaved Black Americans in 1865, and then the Jim Crow laws kind of wrapped up with the passing of the Civil Rights Act in 1964. So if we do the math, that's about 61 years in which Black Americans were able to strive for success in any sort of meaningful way without like the constraints of the law pulling them down. 61 years. If we compare that to white Americans who besieged a land already owned and occupied by indigenous Americans, we'll put that around 1620 when, you know, the Mayflower came here, then that gives them about 425 years to establish success in this country. 425 versus 61. If we compare those two fundamentally very different time spans, like, how much did white Americans actually do in all of that time? If we were to compare even the poorest and most underprivileged of white America to Black America generally, it is clear that white Americans are born way past the start line, right? By that I mean, by like nature of being white in American society, you do benefit from all sorts of privileges. And like, to be frank, you're not exhausted by the horrible experience of facing racism on a daily basis, right? You do have a ton of privileges. So I imagine existing in this bubble of privilege that you like totally deny, the existence of Black people for whom success is like second nature when it comes so easily and so readily, even though you've only had 61 years to achieve it, I imagine that's exhausting and frustrating. I imagine it makes people feel super, super inferior and hurts certain people's tiny, tiny little egos. And what do they blame that deep, deep psychic pain on? Well, of course, DEI and critical race theory and affirmative action. So I guess the question is, what might help those white Americans who just so strongly detest Black excellence? Like, what will help you? And for that, I would suggest like a lot of therapy, like a ton of therapy. And I would also just suggest that we open the schools, right? We teach people history. Yeah, maybe? Okay, bye.
And they can't stand to see people getting their value from within. Like, you know how many white people have asked why are like they've literally, I've seen it in the comments, I've seen it in videos of white people saying, Black people, like, how do you get your joy? Like, how are you so happy? Like, why, like we know that we've oppressed you for all this time. How do you still stand up and smile and dance? Like, they want us, and that's not to say that they want us to, well, some of them certainly want us to like not be happy, but even the ones who do not actively try to make sure we're not happy, they feel like we should be unhappy, and so they ask, why are you so happy? And that's because they themselves have been trained and brought up to think that their happiness comes from external validation. Y'all, that is what it is, because white culture, white American culture is very consumerist. It is very, you get your value from having the biggest house. You get your value from having the hottest husband and the prettiest woman. You get your value from having the most, the highest paying job. You get your value from having the highest net worth. That is literally how a lot of white Americans define their value, is if I have this external indicator that everyone else can see that says I am worthy. The higher that number on the stock ticker for them, that is the higher their value. And and when that is where your value comes from, you will always look at people who are poor or people who have no money and be like, why are you smiling? And it's just like, because my value does not come from some artificial number on a board that someone else made up. Like, what? That is crazy. But another thing is, when you have the mentality of my value comes from things outside of me, you have the mentality that everyone else has that same mentality. And so so then it becomes a whole lot of projection. It becomes a whole lot of projection of like, I would be insecure if I were in your place, so why aren't you insecure? Like, it's just like, so the projection starts, and it's like, and that makes them mad as well, because they just expect you to think like them, and it's like, absolutely not. Hustle culture is one of the external validation traps. It sure is. It sure is. It sure is. And that goes into, y'all don't let me get on my history box. Because the Black Panthers, y'all, they were very anti-capitalism, very communist, pro-communist, pro-everyone work.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So, one of the reasons why white people cannot afford to see Black excellency is because despite everything the white people has done to the Black communities, the Black people are still rising on top. Black people are still happy. Black people are still moving forward. Despite everything that's done to Black Americans in America, from police brutality to redlining to injustice, Black people are still standing. And that is why the white people are feeling threatened. They feel intimidated. And the truth is, Black people are God-chosen people. Imagine what Black Americans are going through in America, and they are still surviving. These people has been through a lot of things. There has been a lot of harassment. There has been a lot of police brutality. There has been a lot of all sorts of things that has been done to them. And yet they are still happy and smiling and moving forward. And that is why the white people also are scared to see Black excellency, because they know that when Black people come together, the power belongs to Black. The white people try to erase the Black community, but the Black people keep rising over and over and over and over. And that is why the white people are so scared to see black people excellence. Black ancestors are always fighting black Americans' battle, are the chosen. Even when they try to erase the black people, they keep rising. You know, when black people unite together, that is when the world will see how powerful the black people are. Because black people are so powerful. We are God chosen people. The black people, the black Americans, all over the world, the black people are God chosen people. Anyway, guys, these are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to this channel to support the channel. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.